Are you looking for the best 10GB routers in your budget? Well, in today's video we break down the top 5 best 10GB routers that are available on the market.
If this video is helpful for you, please like, comment and press the subscribe and bell button. Okay, let's start the video.
Starting at number 5, we have the Netgear Orbi RE-960. The Netgear Orbi RE-960 may be Netgear's first foray into 10 gig speeds for consumers, but it is certainly not their first high-speed mesh router. User-friendly mesh networks are one of Netgear's specialties, and as such, the Orbi RE-960 is quite easy to set up. The Orbi mobile app is the main way to interface with this router. The UI is decent and provides access to advanced features like guest networks, parental controls, and COS. There are also some premium features that require a subscription. There is a web browser-based portal as well, but its features are more limited. As for its performance, the Orbi RE-960 supports a max throughput of 10.8 gigabits per second over its quad-band wireless network. Unfortunately, though, this router doesn't have any 10 gigabits LAN ports, which means some users may want to upgrade once PCs and other hardwired devices start having built-in 10 gigabits LAN ports themselves. For now, the 1 2.5 gigabits LAN port and 3 1 gigabit LAN ports will have to suffice. Another disappointment is the lack of USB ports. You could probably still set up a NAS with some wacky adapters, or you could go with one of my higher-rated options. Moving on at number 4, we have the TP-Link Archer AXE300. The TP-Link Archer AXE300 offers specs that are highly competitive with my top pick as well as a lower price, making it a highly viable home networking solution for those with access to 10 gigabits internet. With its dual 10 gigabits WAN LAN ports, it can stream full 10 gig speeds over Cat 6 Ampere Ethernet as well as respectable multi-gig speeds over its Wi-Fi 6E network. The AXE300 has quad-band wireless to all but eliminate network congestion. Seriously, you'd have to have an insane number of devices on the network at once to even feel a hiccup. But the AXE300 isn't all about the raw throughput. It also has a nice suite of networking features including basic parental controls, COS, VPN support, and guest network. Some features are locked behind a subscription, though, which some may find annoying. And while I'm griping, I would have loved to see more USB ports on a device like this. Shortcomings aside, this is probably TP-Link's best router, and that means something considering they've made some great routers for single gigabit speeds too. It won't 100% future-proof your home network, but then again, no single piece of tech ever will. At number 3, we have the Asus RT-AX89X. Whether or not you find value in the Asus RT-AX89X depends on exactly what you're looking for out of a 10 gig router. Specifically, this router has two 10 gigabits WAN LAN ports but only supports a theoretical wireless throughput of 6 gigabits per second. So, while it can support full-speed wired connections with devices that have 10G-base-T and 10G-SFP plus networking technology, it won't be delivering 10 gig speeds over wireless. And for this trade-off, it is considerably cheaper than the other options I've highlighted. These 10 gig ports aren't configured for one out of the box, though, so you will have to poke through the settings some to set them up that way. The UI for the router gives you easy access to lots of networking options, including parental controls, COS, guest networks, and VPN. The mesh support is fairly spotty too, considering that this router can still support multi-gig wireless speeds with other Wi-Fi 6 devices. It is still no slouch on speed. But there's no denying that it is already outclassed by newer and more expensive routers. It emits a dual-band wireless signal that has some pretty solid range thanks to its 8 adjustable antennas. It has a fairly potent CPU too. It also has 8 additional gigabit Ethernet ports. In a lot of ways, the RT-AX89X feels more like a network switch than a router. But it is still a solid way to prepare your home network for the arrival of 10 gig devices. At number 2, we have the Asus ROG Rapture GT-AX16000. If you are looking for the most souped-up 10 gigabits router available to consumers, then the Asus ROG Rapture GT-AX16000 should absolutely be on your radar. It has not just one but two 10 gigabytes WAN LAN ports as well as a 2.5 gigabits WAN LAN port. This creates a huge number of possible network configurations, including dual WAN and link aggregation between WAN and LAN 4. To complete the port selection, you also get 4 1 gigabit LAN ports, with link aggregation between ports 1 and 2. Performance-wise, this means you can hardwire up to 4 devices for multi-gig internet. There is no SFP Plus support, though, which may be disappointing for those hoping to connect a security gateway or network switch. The RT-AX16000 also performs fantastically as a router. It broadcasts quad-band Wi-Fi 6E wireless, which allows it to efficiently support a ludicrous number of clients. And if that power simply isn't enough, you can add other AI mesh-compatible devices as wireless range extenders or backhaul nodes. It has a robust suite of network settings too, including VPN, port forwarding, COS, parental controls, up to 3 guest networks, and so much more. And finally at number 1, we have the Netgear Nighthawk RTX 500. To start, I should say that the Netgear Nighthawk RTX 500 isn't technically capable of true 10 gig speeds. That said, it still offers top-tier multi-gig wireless performance and will still be a future-proof router in areas that are years away from 10 gig plans. In this case, the bottleneck in this router is the 2.5 gigabits WAN LAN port, which means that the device can only really support 2.5 gigabits internet speeds. But that's still multi-gig speeds, and this is still a highly capable router. This router uses the latest Wi-Fi 6E wireless protocol and has a tri-band network to practically eliminate local traffic between devices. You get a full suite of networking features too, including guest Wi-Fi access, DOS protection, COS, firewall settings, VPN support, and more. Note that some of the more useful features like IPv6 and MU-MIMO are disabled by default, which complicates setup. I'm surprised that Netgear is lagging hard on the 10 gigabits router on the market, especially since I know this brand makes one of the best DOCSIS 3.1 cable modems. That said, I consider this recommendation a decent placeholder option until we see more 10 gigabits routers from Netgear.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like the video. If the video is helpful for you, please like, comment and share to your friend. Then don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.